from California.
I was going to say, are you going to say where you're at? All right.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I'm with my mom.
How does it feel?
Blessed. We're being total safe and just taking care of my mom, but it's so good to see her after almost nearly 2 years of not seeing her. So I'm hard.
And you and I are so close to our mom, so I know how much that means to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, but I'm glad to be here this morning too.
Me too. And I would love for them to see your outfit today, but I'm not going to put you on.
You are evil. Okay, hold on.
Okay, so it's like, are you going to show your outfit?
Up top, and then here we go. Here we go. It's like, let's see. It's like shorts at the bottom.
Oh, yeah. Business on top, party on the bottom, gym on the bottom.
Oh my gosh. Only you, Barbara, coaxed me to doing that. Let me tell you.
I know. Between me wearing my PJs last week and dolling it up today, I'm not. Listen, we want to welcome you all to the Morning Cup, Thursday morning, 9 a.m. Mountain Time, and very early in California, in San Jose, California, where my business partner is at her childhood home. We want to welcome you. Grab a cup of coffee. I've got my new mug. I have a mug fetish, so this one is from Target, and it was on sale, and I love it.
And I'm rocking a little Frida Kahlo this morning. My mom is a huge Frida Kahlo fan. Oh, the light.
What is that? What is Frida Kahlo? Or what is it?
It's Frida Kahlo. She is an acclaimed artist. Yes.
With the eyebrows.
Uh-huh. And beautiful art to go with it. So my mom's a big fan. So we're
love it.
Frida this morning.
I'm going to tell you. And we're not affiliate partners of Target, although I love the Red Circle Boutique. That's what we call it.
Fancy.
And did you know there's a thing called the Target effect? That when you walk in Target, you can't walk out without anything. I mean, literally. Google the Target effect and it works. So I am not a coffee drinker, but I've become one over the last, for some reason the pandemic has done it. I like flavored coffees. This one here, oh my heck, is so good. So I highly recommend it. And it's their bargain. It's their good, whatever. But if you're a coffee drinker, I highly recommend it. On today's show, though, now that we're done with our fun little banter, shorts, we are talking about 5 of many business goals that you can set for the new quarter that's coming up. April is around the corner. It's next week. This is no April Fools. It's time to get hello, Toddy. Good to see you. Tell us where you're at, Toddy. We'd love to know. And so, yeah, we're going to talk about 5 key tips. And then we're going to talk about something that I stole a couple of years ago from some YouTuber, and I love it. I don't do it as often as I should have, but I'm going to pick it back up. And I want to bring you in on this, you that are watching, and Lupe as well. I do not so I hate the term bucket list. What do you feel when you're a bucket list? Right? Like you need this list.
It's like kind of like this list that I'm working towards at one point in time before I die.
Yeah. But I mean, think about it. It's literally in the term, it's telling you, you are going to kick the bucket. So let's get this SH done before you do. Well, as women over 40 and 50, living our lives big, boldly, and adventurously, we have a new name for it. So we are going to introduce our version of the bucket list a little later and give you, and we want to hear from you, things that you could do for spring. So it's not just doing this bucket list, right, for the whole year. Let's get at doing some fun things for this new spring season. So let's get immediately into, let's talk about, there is a new, here we go. We are going to talk about 5 business goals that you can set. So this is for the entrepreneur. By the way, if you are also in your career search, these are things that some of this you can think about when it comes to you personally and what you could do to land that job. But let's talk about, as businesswomen ourselves, Lupe, what do we do at the very, very beginning of the year? We love to set some goals.
Our smarter goals. I mean, setting that up and outlining what our vision board and vision plan and kind of getting just bearings. Because we oftentimes say, you know, when you throw out an idea or a dream, it just is that. If you don't put goals behind it, it's not actionable, nor is it, you know, you can't see the progress moving toward it. So it's super important to set those smarter goals.
Super important. It's the roadmap. It's as important as your business plan, guys. As she said, it is your roadmap to getting things done. And we like to do things in bite size. So while we'll set an annual plan and annual goals, and guys, remember, you're in business, so set those financial goals as well for the financial health. But we're talking about setting smarter goals for the year. And then once you do that, you can take those down and create micro goals. So set yourself up in April. Take a look back at your Q1. See what you did. Did you accomplish some of the things you intended to accomplish? If not, let's push those forward and perhaps refresh your calendar and look at what it is you can do to move forward on getting those goals accomplished. And if you don't have smarter goals set right now, it is never too late. It is never too late personally or professionally. So let us tell you what a smarter goal is real quick before we move into the second thing you could do to boost your company. Smarter goals are specific, they're measurable, they're attainable, they're always relevant, and they're time bound. But guess what? We always add an ER. So that's how we work. Lupe and I always like to twist on things. We added the smarter goal system, which you have to execute. And then you have to reward yourself. So remember that. Smarter goals are the way to go. Insiders actually have an entire goal setting system inside of their dashboard. So when you join the club, we actually go a little deeper into this. So let's talk about increasing. Number 2, increasing your market share. All right. Capturing a larger part of your market share is a very key component to building the business and the revenue stream that you wish. So you've got to really take a look at who your market is, no matter what business you're in, no matter what product you offer. You have to take a look, if you haven't already, which more often than not, I'm sure you have, and do a SWOT analysis and figure out where you are rich in areas that perhaps your competitors are not. Mm-hmm. And so there are ways in which you can go about this. You can do a market audit. You can audit your own marketing and business to see where you're strong, and then set some marketing campaigns, advertising, some digital marketing, promotions and things to go after that key market that you have set your sights on. Yeah. Who's our market, Lupe?
Yeah, what's that?
Tell them who our market and how strategic we have been. It's very simple.
Oh, no, absolutely. I mean, I think what's really important is understanding who you're going after. So in our case, obviously, it's the business women over 40 and 50 plus. And what we've done is really kind of just identified where you ladies focus. Where do you go to get your information? So obviously, Facebook has been one huge area where we obviously, as you can see, have continued to grow our community because that's where a lot of our women tend to be. But as we kind of cement roots here, we're also looking at opportunities to go into LinkedIn as our business women is the primary emphasis of our group. And then obviously continuing to host just different conferences, both virtually and now in real life, as we are going to be moving into in fall. But we're going to take into consideration, and you'll see many of you have engaged in some of the polls that we've done in our Facebook and group just to understand what you need. So this constant of, don't guess, don't think, I know what what my customer wants, but actually take the steps to understand and then be willing to change. Just because you may not get the feedback that you think that they should be going or the direction that they want, they know what they want. And so pay attention and be willing to change as needed.
That's right. So number 3, in things that you can do to grow your business or change up to grow your revenue, more importantly, is to increase new product, introduce a new product line or service. So if you haven't changed things up in a while, you've taken a survey, you know what your clients, your customers want and desire and need, most importantly, from you or from your market or your industry. Perhaps it's time to launch that online course. Perhaps it's time to launch, on Etsy, your new e-commerce store that you've set yourself up for, but you've held back. Now is the time to do it. If you have the bandwidth, let's freshen up what you offer your customer, your client, by introducing a new products line. I know for us, we're always looking to innovate. This fall, we are looking to launch a new program that we can't say yet because we look ahead. We first need sponsors to buy into this program that will be a first of its kind because, again, we like to innovate. And so you have to always think about what is the new product line or service. So what do you offer now? What can you add to it? What can you stack on top of it to grow your revenue? Number 4 is increasing traffic to your website and socials. Is that something that you feel you need to set as a goal to increase? Again, thinking about number 2, your market share, having access to a new community and or taking what you have now and engaging them even more so that you're starting to grow that. So do you need more traffic to your website that will translate into new leads, that will translate into new customers, new connections? Take a look at what you're doing when it comes to your website, your socials, and be very strategic. As Lupe said, we're first focused on building this beautiful community on Facebook. This will always be the place that we will always communicate with our ladies. We love this community. After that, we want to then introduce them and also find new markets that are in our niche on YouTube, on LinkedIn, but we're being strategic with our numbers, having set our smarter goals. So just keep that in mind that, do you have a content marketing strategy so that you can grow your base?
Yeah. And what's really important too on this one too is understanding that this increasing traffic isn't always necessarily tied to immediate revenue generation, but in the long term, it will continue. If it's a way to capture email lists, for example, if you're dropping knowledge and positioning yourself as an expert, so whether that's blogs or snippets of your video or you're giving away worksheets, it's this just complete strategy where you are almost giving people tasters of your services and products to allure them in order to say, hey, you know what, I've got more behind this paywall. Join us, but at least you're kind of sharing a little bit of knowledge along the way and dropping those crumbs.
Absolutely. So the 5th and last one of many that you can set, these are just a few, is revamping your business plan. So now when you take a look back at that business plan, even if it was a one-sheeter, even if it was just pieces or a business model worksheet that you worked on a year ago or 2 months ago, and you didn't finish it, That perhaps should be a part of your smarter goals, is to finish your business plan. But if you do have a business plan, revamp it, dust it off, get it ready, refreshing it for the spring, right? That's
the spring cleaning.
Do a little spring cleaning of your business plan and add in all the important components. And you don't have to do a 10-pager like we have that I've killed Lupe on. It's actually more like 15 pages.
And she publicly admits that, people.
I publicly admitted it. Yeah.
But I love the idea of at least having a roadmap, right? So somewhere where both she and I, especially, when you are bringing other people into the fold, you can't keep everything in your brain. Like at a certain point in time, that is unproductive. So it's important to outline it, flesh it out, and continue to grow because it's a living document.
It's a living document. It should always be. As we are crafting our new website, sorry, allergies, so I keep itching. As we're creating our new website, thank you, Brielle, for transferring everything over to WordPress. We're leaving one platform for another. But still, we are a 2-woman show, 3-woman show now. We are taking a business plan and our marketing strategy that we have crafted for the company, and we are continually looking at it and hearing you. That's why we ask questions within our community. You need to do that as well. If you have a Facebook group page or a LinkedIn page, group page, start using, even if you're using what people are saying within our community, start using that as your marketing tool. to build up your company. So we would love to hear if you have other things, if you have other goals that you are looking to set. If you've accomplished them, let's give you a big hurrah. Post it. We'd like to hear from you if you have ideas on some key points that you could set.
Yeah, well, I love that someone's on board with us on the execute and reward standpoint.
Yes.
On the smarter goals. I think that's such an important thing that many people overlook. So I'm glad to hear that that's getting some support, because it's important to keep light also and make sure that you acknowledge everything that you're doing, all the little things that go into creating that big impact when you start your business.
Impact. Wow. Because you're in business for a reason, ladies.
Mm-hmm.
It's your purpose. For some, it's your passion. For some, like it is for us, it's the thing that for some of you was put on this earth to do. And for others, it's just something that you love to do. And it has been a whisper for too long that became a scream and you decided to move on it. But guys, it's also to replace your income. We are business women. Yes. So with strategy in what you do. All right, let's go to new clients. Oh, that's fantastic. We'd love to know who that was. Hashtag achieved.
I know. Very cool. Double exclamation point.
Love that. And a smiley face. I mean, she's got it all. I love it. So let's talk about, we want to know how many of you, first of all, have set a bucket list. Go ahead and raise your hand, so to speak, inside of the comment section. Let us know if you've created a bucket list at some point in your adult life. Curious.
Yeah, you know what? I had not. It's not something, I think people, just like I think the, New Year's resolution, some people sit down and formally kind of create their bucket list. I think I have thrown out a few things that I want to do as I go through life. And I'm like, oh, that's a cool experience, or, oh, that would be fun, whatever, right? But I don't think I had ever formally done it like month to month like you had done it until I met you. And I'm like, okay, this is actually kind of cool. So this is something different that you could do. And you have something to look forward to, which is fun.
Yeah, because if you think about it, the exciting part about doing a bucket list, which again, I'm just revisiting, hopefully with those of you that are going to take some of our tips, and we want to hear from some of you, some of the things that you've done or put on your bucket list. But I think with us coming out of the pandemic soon, a lot of us getting our vaccines soon, that now is the time to pull out or create your own list of what you can do, not necessarily over the course of your entire year. Sure, that's great to have, but we're living life in full color now. We're coming out, we're blooming. Now is the time to set a list of all the fun things that you can do with your family and friends, again, safely, because we're not entirely out of all of this. Oh, great. Someone does that. We want to hear a few things that are on your bucket list that we are going to share with you that are on our spring list. This is my spring list. I'm not sure what Lupe thinks of the things that are on it. Right. So let's pull this up. And we want to hear what you would add to this list, because we are going to add it. We're going to create a little worksheet, a little printable that then you can print it out and post it on your refrigerator and say family or dog. We're going to do this for the next 3 months. We're going to hit these fun things to do. So let me just pull up our list. Check it out. We call it a live life list. First of all, it's about living your life in full color. Right?
Abso-freaking-lutely.
It's about doing the things that bring joy to your life. And so some of these, while simple, have you thought about when it rains one day, stomping in a puddle like we used to do when we were kids? Have you thought about learning to paint? Or how about painting and hiding rocks? Andrea Pelton, that was her idea.
And during the COVID, I saw so many on walks that I took, and I just think that's just so beautiful. So many different messages, and it's almost kind of like little treasures that you find along the way. And to be able to put those in your backyard or on your desk or even out in public for other people to find is a really cool gesture and fun project.
It is. And then you've got, for those of us that live in a state with waterfalls, why not go by yourself or with your vaccinated friends, masked up, and family members to go find a waterfall and take a picture of it and
Yes.
post it. Decorate your home with spring decor. Now, this is something I do. I am a seasonal decorator. How many of you are seasonal decorators?
I'm not.
I'm curious. You do? You don't?
No, I don't. But my mom is a huge seasonal decorator.
Oh, I love that. Well, here's another one. Learn to fly a kite. How many of us could not wait for March every year when we were younger in junior high and elementary for the plethora of cool kites at the local Kmart? Yes, I said Kmart. And you get to pick your own kite. And that was the thing that you and your friends did for a day. And then you were done with it. But regardless.
It was fun. Yeah. Or you get stuck in a tree, right? Or
stuck in a tree. Or you can't get the wind right. You're like this.
Oh my God. No, yeah. And one of my favorite ones on here was the spring mani-pedi. And I love that because usually I'm very much
dark
color palette. And you always have your nails, all of these cool colors all these times. But I'm a little shy with my colors sometimes. But I love the idea of coming out and maybe doing a fun bright color on your tootsies and your mani, and kind of just going out and stepping out. Now that hopefully we're getting into sandal weather too, which is cool.
Yes. Oh my gosh, we don't even want to talk about getting a panty because this girl needs a petty bad. I'm not even gonna lie. These Fred Flintstone feet that I have.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks,
I know
Mom.
they're not that bad, Barbara. I've
Flintstone feet. Yeah, I admitted it. But these are just some of the fun things that you can do. You can take family photos. You go to a flower field. I know in Texas. Oh my gosh, one of the things that that I think it was Roosevelt's wife was really big on was creating these flower fields all throughout the sides of highways in Texas. And so find a flower field. Basically, we're saying go out and live your life and call it a live life list and create your own. Or let's add to it. We only have one life to live.
Yeah. And and what's cool is you can even create seasonal lists for you individually to do, or for you and your family to do, or significant other, whatever's clever. Like the more the merrier, or sometimes you just want your space, but just the idea of getting out and doing some. And I love the idea of checking them off your list. So put it into your planner system or put it on your wall just to keep track so that spring doesn't just come and leave and you don't do anything to actually experience.
Right. We're about to bloom, everyone. We are about to bloom personally, professionally, and the world. We're about to, fingers crossed, come out of this dream that it feels like we've all been living in. And so, yes, I love it. I don't know where I got this. One day we were doing an interview and somehow I said, let's talk about living life in full color. And so that is my big thing. I love for us to remember to live life in full color instead of, as you say, shades of gray.
Yeah.
We're done with that.
Absolutely. And it's a better space. And I think you will see that the effects by far not, they a ripple effect beyond just that day. Like that day might be filled, but it just keeps on going. And if you create little sparks of spontaneity and fun, we all will live a little lighter and we'll all have a better attitude to navigate whatever lies ahead. So we invite you to step into that with us, ladies, and create one. And actually, if you get the chance, post, like you were saying, into this into the channel, and let us know what y'all are doing so that we can get a few more ideas under our belt. Would be great.
Yeah, we would love to add to this list. And so that is our show today. We want to say thank you for watching. We are so excited that about our future. We are about to start working from Rise Co-working Space a couple of days a week. We're thrilled to have, I'm sorry, I'm so itchy today. My Lord. We are just thrilled to be working with Stacey Todman, and we'll be doing quite a few things and hybrid events there. We've been talking with the folks at Comedy Works. We've got a meeting today with General Assembly. We've already booked Biz LifeCon. September 24th, mark your calendars. It will be live. We are going to be asking that you are vaccinated, since we're all in that trigger age group, so to speak. Right. And we're just so excited about our future, right?
Yeah, I mean, and I'm just celebrating today. A huge shout out to Roxana Damas for inviting us to participate in a parallel event with the UN. It's a kickoff event that we are going to be presenting at. And hosting a discussion on how to help women over 40 create global communities. And the conference is A Woman's World: Experience Developing Resilient and Thriving Communities. So shout out to that team for just putting that together and inviting us and helping us bring this conversation about women over 40 to their community, and hopefully get the UN to start to recognize that women, as we continue to age, still have a lot to give, and that they need to hopefully create some programming and support systems to help us move along in our second act.
We sure do. And that's today, actually, at 11 a.m. Yeah. That project is today. So we're going to leave you all with, as we do always, with a quote for the day. We want you to remember it is okay to ask for help and support. You are not going to be looked at as vulnerable. Instead, it looks at you as simply a person who wants to grow. That's all that we have to say, right? And so we want to say to you, have a blessed day. And Lupe, you have any closing words before we close out?
I just want to say, you know what, ladies, between Live Laugh List and the business plan, we just say, you know what, we just want to let you know that you got this. And even in those moments when you feel like you don't, take a breath, pick yourself back up, and just go forward. Don't let anything get in your way, ladies, because we would not be here today had we done that. And if we can do it, you can do it too. All right,
you guys. I waited too late myself. I'm so glad we're doing this. We want you to have a great day, everyone. Here you go.